but he is now working as a commercial pilot with Madras Flying Club. So now he is going to introduce himself, and also he will talk about the introduction of aviation. So if you have any doubts, you can ask them. This is an interaction section only. If you have any doubts, please ask him and make use of the situation maximum.
Commercial pilot from Madras Flying. So 2009 I have completed mine. So nowadays I am flying for some private companies. It's like a chartered aircraft. Have you heard about chartered aircraft? So nowadays I am flying for chartered aircraft, and I am also under training for flight instructor. Okay. So apart from that, first of all, you have to introduce yourself one by one, because I need your background. I know about your background one by one.
One is that one is that
Do you have any aviation background? So your father or mom, any relatives they are working in aviation side? You please sit down. Kolkata. Kolkata, I was there and I have been visited for 3 times for the COP RPR examination. What is the COP RPR? Anybody have about this word COP RPR? Radio telephony? Examination which is conducted by Ministry of Information and Technology. So that license, that is the license which is given by that Ministry of Information and Technology under the control of Ministry of Civil Aviation. Okay, those who are having that license, they only are eligible to operate some avionic aids. If you have that COP RTR license, then only you are eligible to operate it. You are authorized to operate it. Okay. Then next, little bit louder. You are from Bihar. Okay. You have any background? So please say if you have any background from aviation, so you can say it. You don't have any background. Anybody, any relatives? No. Okay. What about you? Tell about yourself, yaar. From? Jammu and Kashmir. Oh, okay. Then? That's it. You are from Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. What about you? Chhattisgarh. Northeast. Okay. Beer from? Bihar. So any okay. Ajay Kumar, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, sir. So if it's okay. Anybody having anybody relatives or fathers or moms where?
working with JDR as a commander.
Radar.
He's a commander in JDR.
What's his name?
Ravi Patkar, Captain Ravi Patkar.
Captain Ravi. You are from Kerala? Tamil Nadu. Captain Ravi. Where he is from? Where he is stayed now? He is in Delhi now. His base is Delhi. Okay, good. Then next. Andhra. Andhra. Louder here. Anthony. From? Chennai. Okay. Abhinash. Kishore. Abhinash Kishore. Louder here, a little bit louder. Prabhajan. Okay. Any background? Okay. Pradeep. Then next. From Chennai. Sebastian. Okay. Manova. From Chennai. Satyanarayan Balaji. From Chennai.
From Trichy.
Trichy.
Abhishek from Gujarat.
Gujarat. Rajasthan. Yes. Mastan Raja. From?
Chennai. Kumaresan. Vikram. Yes, next. Chi. From Delhi. Okay. Rajasthan. Haryana. From Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh. UP. Okay. Trichy. Abu. Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh. Nearby Indore. Nearby Bhopal. Is there flying club in Bhopal? Nowadays they are operating? No, they are not operating now. Yes?
Madhya Pradesh Flying Club.
Yeah, Madhya Pradesh Flying Club. So that is operated by Captain Mandan Mahajan. You know about it? It's a very nice institute. Okay, I was there for some in MP. Yeah? Shivam from Madhya Pradesh. Your place is very near to Bhopal, right? Actually, there is a 2 aerodrome in Bhopal, right? You please sit down. Okay. There is a 2 aerodrome nearby Bhopal and Indore. But they nowadays the commercial area they are operating only that Madhya Pradesh Flying Club. Devi from Chennai. Gautami? AP, okay. Shweta from me. Divya? Andaman. Pune, okay. Chennai, okay. Asis? Assam. Okay. Okay. So here we can see that from Tamil Nadu. So nowadays it is very happy to you are for Aero. You are not going within a Tamil Nadu or some other things. You have to roam all over the world. So it is very nice because Aero you have to go for Kolkata. So it is very difficult to stay over there. Okay. So first of all we are department wise. Okay. So first of all we talking about IT, information technology. IT, once that IT we have completed the course, after completing the course, if we ask that student what is your goal, what do you want to become? Clearly I want to become a software engineer, I want to become development side. So for 2 months, 3 months, definitely they can become a software engineer. Nowadays that IT is a very core job, so anybody can work in IT. Okay, if suppose you go for mechanical department, they are also having some job opportunities in IT. So IT to all. Okay, mechanical and civil. So nowadays the people from mechanical department, civil department, and all the departments, they are concentrating only IT. So what happened? What is the situation now? That IT is saturated. One of my friends, they have studied with me at 2006 from IT department. Last week only I met him. He asked me how is your life? He said okay. How is your job? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not satisfied with my job, but he said okay. Because 5 years back I met him. At that time I inquired about him. He said, what's your package? Now I am getting 50,000. 5 years back. He said like that. Now I am getting 50,000. Okay. So last 1 week back I met him. What about your job profile? Yeah, it's nice. How much you are getting now? The same thing. He said the same thing. The 60,000 now I am getting. Okay, why you are that? Initially also you are in development side. So by the time you should be nowadays you should be a team leader, right? Yes, he said the company is ready to give me a promotion. Company said okay, I am ready to give a promotion. So if he is not ready to accept that promotion because the situations are like that. What he said is if I accepted my promotion, the company will pay 30,000 more than that. So nowadays he is getting around 60,000. So he can earn by 1 lakh or something. Okay. So why not you can accept it, you are getting 1 lakh, nowadays you are getting 60,000, why you are not denying it? So he said, okay, company will pay for 1 lakh for another 1 year. After that question will arise, why should I pay for you 1 lakh? For the same job, we can, if I put some freshers, I can pay for 15,000. They can work for me. What the job you done by me, the same work done by that freshers also. Why should I pay for that more 1 lakh? So that's why, that is the reason he is not accepting that promotions. Nowadays TCS also last month they are removing some, they are a lot of around 50,000 employees, right? Is it right or wrong? 50,000 employees. So okay. So this is the situation of the market. This is the situation because everybody is concentrating in IT. Okay. So apart from IT, if we go for mechanical engineering side, if you go and ask them student what do you want to become, clearly they can say. So they can go and join any manufacturing company, car or bike company, they can go. So there is a very less number of jobs, even though they can get the job. And civil engineer, ECE, E&I, so everybody, they are having some particular designation, they are traveling towards particular goal. Okay, everybody they are traveling. But what about that BE Aero? Anybody says that job opportunities of BE Aero? Sir, I'm studying BE Aero, so I'm traveling towards this job. So I want to become a so and so designation. Anybody can say? What is that idea you are studying for BE Aero? Any idea about BE Aero? Where you can get the job? You are studying. So IT students, I can get the job from TCS, Infosys, wherever I can get the job. Mechanical engineering side, I can go for Ford, Hyundai. So there is a lot of car companies, mechanical companies, they can get the job. Where you can get the job? HCIL? NAL? National Aerospace Laboratory. Okay. How many companies are there? Quite? We don't have that much, right? So already it's saturated. It's fulfilled. That vacancies and the number of vacancies is very less. Because last few years I met so many BE, MTech Aero students. Once they have completed nearly 3 to 6 months, they are keep on searching for job without any destination. Sir, I need a job. Sir, I need a job. I need a job. Okay. So after what happened after 6 months, they are keep on searching for 6 months related to airport, airline side. They are searching, but they won't get it. After 6 months, again they are concentrating in IT field. They have gone for IT, they have joined any language side, they have learned Java, .NET, whatever it is they have learned, they are trained, okay. Then they have joined any software side or BPO side, anything. So that IT job, within 2 months we can train you, within a month we can get a job for you. But BE Aero is not like that, okay. But the IT it's like a vertical takeoff. That rate of growth will be extremely high. At the same time, the rate of stall, it will stall. Last month they are getting 1 lakh, this month they are come out from the company because the company is not ready to pay for him. Because the same work they can train him for within 2 months, they can make them some other freshers. This is the thing. But that BE Aero students you can go for initially we can get, it is very difficult to hardly get to even though 10,000 rupees also. It's very difficult to get 10,000 rupees salary. Right? So somebody is there studying AME, that aircraft maintenance engineering, right? So everyone is keep on silence. What is the reason? Okay, so that AME said there is a lot of job opportunities, not lot of job opportunities. They are also working for IT field only. So I'm not de-promoting you. I'm not saying so you won't get the job. I'm not saying like that. You can definitely, you all can get the job from that aviation department only. So for that you have to study, apart from theoretical side, you have to study and learn something, some practical oriented theories. because you all are studies about aircraft structure and design, how to develop it. So this kind of things only you are concentrating. Apart from that, we have to concentrate some practical oriented classes, but that practical oriented classes this engineering won't give you. You have to study your own. So we will arrange some basic classes for that. Laterly we will discuss with your HOD. We will provide some additional courses for that. Okay, we will give some additional course for your developing your job oriented skills. Okay. So I met last year I met one student, MTech. He has completed MTech. He approached me and he is asking about job. After completing MTech, he went some private institute. One more thing, I am not marketing for any private institute. Okay, this is an example for you. This is an awareness for you. I am not marketing for any private companies. Okay. He asked me about, he showed me some certificate. He is having COP RTR. He is having some printed certificate, COP RTR and flight dispatcher certificate. Have you had that flight dispatcher? You only have, because your uncle is in aviation side.
Because I am very much interested in
Piloting, so that's why. Anybody knows about that flight dispatcher? What is flight dispatcher? No? Okay. Any idea about it? Flight dispatcher. Okay. Leave it. So that student, he has completed MTech. After that, he went through some other institute. Actually, he came to me, inquired about pilot training. Sir, what about whether I can do? Yes, you can do that pilot training. So what is the cost? Which comes around 25 lakhs. Okay. After completing the my training, immediately can I get the job? No, it is not at all possible. If we pay the 25 lakhs within a second, so the next, it is possible. So it is not a matter of money. It is a matter of skill. Okay, I said, no, you can't get the job. After that, that student went some other private institute. He is searching on the net and there is a lot of private institute in Chennai. There is a lot of fraudulent institutes are in Chennai. So because there is a no job for BE Aero. The BE Aero students they are trapped. They are searching, they are seeing that website. Okay, they are offering some different courses related to aviation. So they immediately went and joined. What is the marketing style of them? Sir, just you pay 1,40,000. We will train you for 6 months. We will train you for 6 months. After completing 6 months, we will put you in job in aviation as a flight dispatcher, as a RT operator, as a flight engineer. They are giving some wrong assurance. Because we won't get the job, we won't find any job from aviation because we don't have practical knowledge. That is the reason. So they are very nicely marketing. So I was also there. I was went there just for visiting purpose. So inquired about course. Okay, he said, sir, definitely we will give you job within 6 months. So first you pay the fees 1,40,000. Within a 6 months we will give you a job. After 6 months you can get a 60,000 rupees as per month salary. Okay, I said, sir, whether it is DGCA approved. Have you heard about DGCA? Everyone knows about DGCA. What is DGCA? Director General of Civil Aviation. So the DGCA is the controlling authority of civil aviation. So that is the headquarters. Where is the headquarters? It's in Delhi. Okay. So I went to that institute. I asked about whether it is a DGCA approved. Yes, sir. This is a DGCA approved. Can you give me a job? Definitely, I can give you a job. So suppose if you are not able to give me the job, what about my fees? Definitely, we will refund you. They said like that. Okay. So then I went to DGCA website. I checked it. It's not seen. So those institutes approved by DGCA, definitely it will be mentioned on the DGCA government website. So it's 100% fraudulent institute. There is a lot of institute. Because why I am saying this, why I am talking about this fraudulent institute, because a lot of BE Aero students only, they are trapped in that kind of institutions. So that's why I'm giving some awareness about it. So they are getting that 1,40,000. They are paying, simply they are paying within a day. They are paying 1,40,000. They are putting their pocket. After that, what happened? They are sending the students to some aviation company. Actually, they are sending. sending for interview, but not so they are not arranging that interview only for that student. The company, they are generally arranging, that is an open interview. They are calling for open interview, but they are making a drama, we are arranging that interview. That private institute, they are making them, we are arranging the interview for our student. Sir, I am arranging the interview for you all. So please go and visit that. Actually, that is the interview that is open to all. Anybody can go and anybody attend that interview. After that, once that students is attended and they don't have practical knowledge, they won't select it. They come back, then they ask and inquire about that institute. Sir, what happens, sir? What about my job? No, you are not performing well. So I am giving that opportunities to you. I am giving you interview to you. I am arranging everything to you, but you are not performing. You are not fit for. Why should I pay? Why should I refund to you? Sir, you only said refund. Yes, I am assuring you, I am giving you a job, but you are not performing well. Then how can I give you a job? Then they are fighting for 1 or 2 months, 3 months for his money. After that they are coming out it. Okay, this is the big scam they are playing, because that in aviation we don't have any clear idea, clear designation, because we are nearly half the century behind the aviation. In all over the world they are going they are going some forward, but we only that half the century back to lag. So this is the situation. Okay, so next we will come over talk about your job opportunities. Okay, what are all the job opportunities available for you? As a BE aeronautical engineer,
we can go into research.
We can go into the where we have to come back, then again we have to come back and search for job, right? So then, any other idea? Yes, sir. Okay. So according to my idea, okay, so once you completed your BE Aero, so you can work some research side according to what's the name? Satya. According to Satya's statement, we can work for some research side, but in research side there is a very less number of job. Everybody can't get the job. It is very difficult to. And second thing, aviation side, then aviation is related to the airline companies. Okay, in airline there is one separate department. One is a flight operation side, flight operation. So in flight operations there are a lot of job opportunities for us, particularly for BE Aero. And job opportunities are also available in Air Force, Indian Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard. Particularly in Coast Guard we can get the job as a pilot, as a ground support, technical support team. So there also we are having a very few number of vacancies. But in flight operation side we are having some huge amount of vacancies. Okay, but we are having huge amount of vacancies, but we all are having only that design and research side. You all are studied for not practical oriented. It's all are you are studying about theoretical oriented. But we need some practical knowledge. So you have to study some practical oriented. There is no institute they are offering practical oriented. There is a lot of institute, but they are scam. Don't believe it. That is the big thing. They are earning per month around 60 to 70 lakhs. Imagine, it's a big scam in Chennai. It's going. Lot of institute. Anyone inquired about this institute regarding your courses? Anybody? There is a lot of institutes. The PTC Aviation Academy, like that. Anybody heard about this? One in Padi.
One in Padi there is one institute, but it seems to be fraud. It's not affiliated to DGC or anything.
But if you go there, they said, yeah, it's a DGC affiliated.
It's not DGC.
Yeah, I think it's a Falcon. Nah? Actually, they are doing pilot training. So they are Delta. It's correct. So it's called a Delta Flight School. So it's in Padi, but they are having own flights they are having aircraft in US. But if you go for training for US, it is a big headache to you. There is a lot of critical problem beyond it. So if you like to do your course pilot training or anything, you try to do within India. Don't go for abroad, whatever courses, because DGCA is a very strict. Even though you are studied in abroad, DGCA easily they won't accept it. Okay. Okay, leave it. So you have job opportunities in flight operation, and another one is flight dispatcher. According to my knowledge, this is a two. So one is a flight operation side. Where is a chalk? Okay. So first one is in flight operation, right? And second one, flight dispatcher. Apart from that flight operation and flight, what are the department inside the aviation? Air traffic controller, which comes under Airport Authority of India. Okay, so air traffic controller. Then ATC, that is called air traffic control. Then cargo. So cargo, anybody can go and work. It's a cargo, right? So cargo is, which is not related to, because even the BCom students also, they can go and work in cargo side. Then next, main that what you have studied, nobody is telling that the exact designation of your studies. Pilot, you are not studying for pilot. Huh? Maintenance? So maintenance engineer. Okay. So this is a exact your designation. Flight engineer. Then anything else? Anything else? Okay. Flight engineer. Okay. So those who are studying in BE Aero, they can concentrate flight operation side or flight dispatcher side. And ATCs also, they are having very less number of vacancy. For an example, in Chennai also, very 10 number of people only they are working in ATC, not 10, around 50s, because that ATC people, they should work for only for 2 hours. After that, they have to change it. If I joined there by 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I have to come out from ATC. That is a rule. So ATC, okay, very less number of job. What about flight engineer? Every people? AME people also. So we can't go that side, right? So we should not go that side. But IT also, for only for IT people, but everyone goes on that IT side.
They are specialized for AME people.
Okay, so okay. They are specialized. Okay. So flight engineer. So we can concentrate this 1, 2, this and 2 flight dispatcher and flight engineer. And another one is, what is that? COP RTR, that radio telephony operator. COP RTR, Aero. So this is a radio telephony operator. So this kind of job, this kind of license will give you some additional qualification. It is mandatory. It will give some additional qualification. So this is an examination you all can write. Those who are having 10 plus 2 plus 8, those who are completed, you all can start to write that examination now itself. I will brief you later to your HOD, your department staff, because COP RTR everyone can get it. So if you have, it will give some additional qualification. It will give some additional preference for you. COP RTR. So if you have this license, you can work on this avionic instrument. Without this license, you can't work on it. You can't operate on it. Even though you have knowledge on how to operate it, you should not operate it. So if you have that knowledge, you have the license, then only you are eligible to, you are authorized to operate on the avionics side. Okay. First one is in flight operation. Okay. In flight operation, whatever course we are studying in aviation, generally we are having 5 papers. One is an air regulation. Then air navigation, then air meteorology, Then technical specific, then technical general. Okay. So this is a syllabus for technical specific and technical general, almost both are same. Technical specific and okay, it's a different. Technical specific, technical general. Okay, this is a different one. Specific is a particular aircraft.
Except C-172 or DA-14, can we write for some other aircraft?
Specific, na? Yeah, specific is different. Yeah, like that. Specific we are studying for particular aircraft, whether it might be Cessna 152, 172, whatever it is. Okay. So we are having the flight operation, flight dispatcher, and flight engineer or COP or flight dispatcher. First of all, we are concentrating flight operation and flight dispatcher. Okay. If you have that enough knowledge on this kind of things, you can some basic knowledge, not that much technical thing. If you have some basic knowledge about it, definitely we can enter into that flight operation. There is a huge number of vacancies are available in flight operation side. Usually what happen is those who are completed in BSc Maths, Physics, Chemistry, they went into the airline, they are searching some job, they are joining as a flight assistant, a flight technical assistant, like that. They are joining only. They are getting by 7,000 or 10,000. Initially they are getting like that only. After that what happen is they are getting more knowledge because of work experience. They can get how to read the meter, what is the navigation. They are learning. After that, within 1 year, after that they are putting in that flight operation. It's ahead. So after 1 year experience, they are getting more salary. It's like a 30,000, 35,000, like that. So after that, what happened is they are moving to dispatcher side. Once you enter into the flight operation, if you get any job in flight operation, with having 1 year experience, you can enter into that flight dispatcher. So in flight dispatcher, actually there is a two types. One is a main flight dispatcher, and another one is an assistant flight dispatcher. Okay, so that flight dispatcher, so it is a course, it's like a course. You are studying B Aero, like that. Flight dispatcher is also a course. But in India, nobody having authorization to conduct this course except that Air India. So Air India, they are having university. Do you know about this? Where? CTE. So that Air India, they are having some study institute. It's a government organization that Air India in Air India only having that authorization to conduct this kind of courses. They are conducting so many courses. So you please keep on watching that Air India. Okay, Air India website. So there is a lot of courses. They won't offer. 10 years back only they are offering this kind of flight dispatcher course. The past 10 years they didn't conduct this course. Last year only they are offering this course, the flight dispatcher course. So that flight dispatcher course is the duration of the course is around 6 months to 1 year. After completing your theory classes, they are putting you on some OJT, on-job training. So okay, so after completing your on-job training, so on-job training is around, so theory classes around 6 months, on-job training is 3 months. So it's almost 1 year is completed. After that, Air India gives you that certification. You are eligible to write flight dispatcher examination. So Air India, so using that certificate, you can apply for flight dispatcher examination. Okay, so in DGCA they are conducting that flight dispatcher examination. They will issue that license. Okay, so you are having 6 month theory classes plus 3 months job oriented on-job training. So you have to apply for your examination in DGCA. Okay, after in DGCA you have to write these 5 papers: air regulation, air navigation, air meteorology, technical specific, and everything. You have to write it. Okay, so after that, after clearing your papers, then again you have to go for Viva. After completing your all the theory papers, you have to go for Viva. Once you clear your Viva, they will issue that license. Okay. So this process, it will take around minimum
3 years.
minimum 2 years. Okay. Again, you please come back to IT. If you want to become a software engineer, how long it will take? Huh? Say again. 2 years. 2 months. Within 2 months you can become a software engineer. Is it possible to within 2 months you can become a flight dispatcher? Is it possible to you? So once you got the flight dispatcher, definitely there is a lot of opportunities in India. Because nobody having, because there is no institute in India to conduct that flight dispatcher course. So only that Air India, they are having that authorization to conduct this course. So that's why definitely once you got that flight dispatcher license, every airlines, they are ready to hire you. Even they are, you can get, one of my friend, he has completed pilot as well as flight dispatcher. He didn't get job in pilot, so that's why now he is working for as a flight dispatcher. Only 3 hours job, 80 months per month, 80,000 per month salary. Imagine it. Okay, if that Indigo, if suppose the Indigo don't want him, immediately that next day itself, some other company, Jet Airways, is ready to hiring him. Okay, so feel the difference. 2 months, 2 years. Okay, this is the one way. You have to go through Air India, then you have to complete your course. This is the one way to become a flight dispatcher. And another way is, if you joined in flight operations at any airline, if you have 1 year experience, after that company will give you the training for flight dispatcher, assistant flight dispatcher. So you have to work as an assistant flight dispatcher. Once you have 1 year experience is completed, if suppose one option is Air India CTE, and another is you have to work for any flight operation. After that, you have to work as an assistant flight dispatcher. So once you working for assistant flight dispatcher for the period of 1 year, after that again the company will give you that certificate. Yes, Mr. Satya, and he is working as an assistant flight dispatcher for the period of 1 year in Jet Airways. If they issue that certificate, he is eligible to write the 5 papers. He is eligible to write this 5 paper. One way is Air India. So you have to pay for 2 lakhs. You have to sit and study for 6 months, 3 months OJT. Okay. Again you have to give the 3 written papers. And another way is you have to go and join any airline, try to enter into the flight operation side and get an assistant flight dispatcher posting and get an experience. After 1 year experience, you can get you are eligible to write these 5 papers. Again the same process. Once you clear this paper, you are eligible, then you have to move to next Viva session, DGCA Viva session. So if you successfully completed, then DGCA will give you that flight dispatcher license. So this is another method. There is a two way you become a flight dispatcher. Okay, so flight dispatcher is completed. Then come to next ATC. What is an ATC? Air traffic controller. Okay, so that air traffic controller which is related to that COP RTR. Okay, so for air traffic controller we have to write some Airport Authority of India, AAI. We have to keep on monitoring. They are giving some preference to BE Aero students. Suppose you are having that COP RTR license, they are giving more preference to you. Okay, so laterally I will talk about that COP RTR. So ATC, so a very few number of vacancy. Then what about flight engineer? Can you work as a flight engineer? Are you sleepy? Okay. So what about flight engineer? Who can become a flight engineer? Only AME students are eligible to become a flight engineer. Is there any rules are like that? DGCA having? So you are not eligible to write this kind of examination, right? You can't? We have to separately study. So Once you completed your +2, you have to study for AME. But we don't have job. But I want to become a flight engineer. For flight engineer, I have to study AME. But I studied BE Aero. What we can do?
You have to go again for
Again we have to join AME. Again we have to study for 3 years. Again we have to write this OJT. Okay, sorry, not you have to write that written papers. Flight, that is a different. Generally, this is a thing. So, engineering 4 years, again AME 3 years, again written papers 2 years, totally 10 years. Now your age is 30, right? Right, 30. Okay. So that is a so mainly that flight engineer for AME, but BE Aero students is also they can do. They can work as a flight engineer. So the flight engineer, once you completed your BE Aero, after that you can go and join on any airline, because some of the airline they are offering that on-job training by pay by your own money. Some of private institute they are asking you to, you have to pay for 50,000 for 6-month training. You can go and join any, see DGC approved companies. I am saying about DGC approved companies. So you have to join any, you have to work under any flight engineer. So if you work for 1 year under any flight engineer, he will issue that flight engineer certificate, sorry, working experience certificate. Once you completed your BE Aero, after completing your BE Aero, you can work as a, you can work under any flight engineer. So you have to work for 1 year. After completing 1 year, he will issue that experience certificate. Using that experience certificate, you can apply for flight engineer examination. Okay, so that flight engineer examination is which is conducted by DGCA. Okay, so once you first you have to apply for computer number. You have to enroll your DGCA. After that, you have to give you have to submit your experience certificate, your engineering certificate, everything you have to submit in DGCA. Then after that, you can get your computer number. After you are eligible to write flight engineer examinations. So once you complete your 1 year, so you have completed your on-job training, you are eligible for writing that flight engineer examination. So once you completed, again you have to go for flight engineer Viva. So once you completed your Viva, they will give you that flight engineer license, right? Okay, once you successfully completed your Viva session, you can become a flight engineer. So it is a wrong information. Only that AME students can become a flight engineer. Even though +2 students, they can become a flight engineer, because those who are studying +2 with maths, physics, chemistry, after he has to work for minimum 4 years under any one of the flight engineer. After completing 4 years, he will issue that experience certificate. Using that experience certificate, we are eligible for writing that DGCA examination. So once we have completed the examination and Viva, that DGCA will give you that flight engineer license. So then we are eligible for working as a flight engineer. So this is so here we are having huge job opportunities, and here also we are having huge job opportunities. And this one is a COP RTR. What is a COP RTR? Radio telephony restricted. So it is a full form is Certificate of Proficiency in Radio Telephony Restricted Aero. Please make it down it. Because this course, this kind of examination, you no need to go, you no need to contact anybody. You can apply it now. You can appear for the examination now itself. Okay, this will more helpful for you. So okay. So the flight dispatcher license and flight engineer license and any other license which is given by DGCA, but COP RTR license which is given by Ministry of Information and Technology, which is under the control of WPC, wireless planning and controlling and monitoring. Okay, so this examination will be conducted by WPC. So in India, there is a 4 places they are conducting this examination. In India, there is a 4 places: Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata. What happened? You only. You have any doubt? Then you are laughing. Okay, leave it. Okay. So the COP RTR examination, which is conducted by WPC yearly 4 times, not yearly 4 times, 5 times. Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata. But in Delhi only they are conducting yearly twicely. Okay. So that COP RTR examination, you can appear for when in May or June. The Chennai session will be around May or June in Chennai. That head office is in nearby Perungudi. Anybody know about that office, that wireless planning office? You know, na? You only know about it. Okay. So there is a website. You please check on Google WPC, Wireless Planning and Coordination. Okay, Ministry of Information and Technology. You go through it. That COP RTR license examination, which is conducted by the WPC. So in 3 months once they are conducting that examination all over India. Only if suppose they are conducting an examination in Chennai, this month they are conducting in Chennai, so we can appear only that Chennai. May, June, July, this time only that examination will be on Chennai. And in the month of August, that examination will be held on Mumbai. In January, in Delhi. In December or September something period, it will be in Kolkata. Kolkata, you are from Kolkata. You are from Kolkata. So in Kolkata also that place is that Garia. You know that office, na? WPC. WPC office. Okay. So please everyone try to write this kind of examination. Okay. Listen here. Okay. Where is the duster? Yes. Yes. Flight engineer and testing engineer. See, actually that flight engineer are splitting 2 types. One is on structural side and one is on engine side and another one is on avionic side. One is on engine side and another one is on avionic side. So that engine side, those who are completing that engine side, so usually what is their job is every day they have to check. That is called a DI, Daily Inspection Certificate. Later I will explain about that engineer, structural engineer. Okay, what they are doing is every day they are issuing that DR certificate. Before departure of that aircraft, every day that engineer must to check all the instrument, engine. They has to run up for minimum 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes. They are checking for engine and all other instrument whether it is working properly or not. Okay, once he checking all the instrument, then he will give that DI certificate. So the DI certificate is valid for 24 hours. If I give the DI certificate, if I am a flight engineer, I am issuing a DI certificate. DI certificate or FRC. FRC is called a flight release certificate. DI is daily inspection certificate and FRC is a flight release. Both are same, almost the same. Okay, that a flight engineer will give that FRC certificate. Without FRC or DI, that we should not take off that aircraft. Okay, so this is a rule. So that those who are having that engine license, they are check the aircraft, they are giving that FRC or DI certificate. Flight release certificate or DI certificate. So using that certificate, we can, after issuing that certificate only, that aircraft is fit for flight. And another one is a avionics side. That avionics engineer, he has to check that all the avionic instrument and navigation instrument and some self-contained instrument he has to check. But avionic instrument, they are having some they are checking some periodic For battery, we have to check it for 3 months, some batteries. If the battery is new, we have to periodic verification for 1 year. If the battery is more than 3 years, every 6 months. If more than 7 years, every 3 months once we have to check that battery. So mainly we are concentrating that structural engineer, and the second one is an avionics engineer. Okay, avionics engineer, they are concentrating on radio aids. Now, what is the radio aids are available in the cockpit? Do you know some of the instrument? Tell me that some of the instrument in cockpit. Magnetic compass. It is not a radio aids. It's a magnetic compass. Okay.
We have the
Standby instrument. Okay. Any instrument you know about that radio aids? Okay. So, okay, this is the job opportunities which is available for BE Aero students. Okay, please don't run beyond IT. So please try to join any airlines or some other thing. Okay. Before starting some technical classes, you please ask any question regarding. If you have any doubts, you can ask them. Yes. Say louder. Yeah. Work up. Stand up. Louder. Can you hear me? In aircraft manufacturing company. Okay. See, mainly there is a two major airline companies. What is that? Two main major airline companies. Air India is a airline company, manufacturing company. Airbus, Boeing. Okay, so Airbus and Boeing is a major company. If we start to make any new aircraft, it will take another 20 to 30 years. Okay, so nowadays they are doing some enhancement. Already that manufacturing side, the jobs are saturated. Okay, there is a very less number of jobs. So that is the jobs also that which they will give for some experienced person. So only that Boeing and Airbus, two companies are there. They are concentrating. Boeing they are concentrating only on 747, and Airbus they are concentrating only A320. Nowadays, what is the new aircraft they are delivered? A350. Okay. Before that, A3 is a big. We got some NZ, next generation Neo, Airbus Neo. So it is very difficult to get job in airline manufacturing company. Then any other doubts? Any queries? They are recruiting only that BE Aeronautics and BE Mechanical side, and particularly in Air Force and Coast Guard. You please keep on monitoring for Coast Guard and Air Force side. Air Force, Coast Guard and Airport Authority of India. 3 things.
What kind of courses we go for now by doing our engineering will be beneficial for our job? Just special.
What kind of courses? See, all over India, nobody having authorization to conduct any specialized course. Okay, if anybody is conducting, that is a scam, big scam. All over in Chennai, I can find more than 10 institutes. Even though I have been visited there, they are asking me, sir, do you know DGCA, sir? No, sir, I don't know DGCA. This is a DGCA approved institute, sir. If you join here, we can give you a job within 6 months. We can give you the training. So nobody having DGCA approval apart from Air India. Okay, so please don't go beyond any private institute or special courses. We will try to offer some basic knowledge about this air reg, air met, air nav and technical things. Okay, we will try. We will give some basic knowledge about it. That is enough for your interview side. This is the exactly thing. What is the thing we are giving? The same thing only done by that some private institute, but they are cheating you. Okay, they are getting money from your side. So please don't go beyond any private institutes. Okay. So this is a big scam. So every month more than 20 Aero students they were joining in that kind of institutes. So 20 students, 1.5 lakh per students. What is the total cost? 20? Because initially I was working for one private company, one chartered company, not chartered, one training school, pilot training school. I was working for them. Every day I am receiving more than 13 in the month of May or June. Every day I am getting minimum 50 calls. Every day after completing, they are students, they are having interest to working doing that pilot training. So they are inquiring, they are come and met me. Sir, I would like to do that pilot training. Okay. So what is the process? After completing pilot, can I get the job? Yeah, we can get the job, but it will take some more time. It will take, because in 2006 the market is different. So those who are studying, those who are doing that, pursuing that pilot training, at that time itself, Air India and SpiceJet, Jet Airways, they are fighting, they are ready to hire the student. Nowadays, that markets are not like that. Nowadays, more than 7,000-8,000 pilots are there waiting for job in market, without job. But compared to engineer side, that pilots are very less. Okay, did you see, have you met any pilots before that? Yes. Very less. Yes, your uncle is pilot. Huh? Satya pilot. He is pilot. Yeah. Why you are laughing here? See, when I was sitting in my classroom 2004, everybody is laughing at me like that only. What do you want to become? Sir, I want to become a pilot. You or your father is a driver. How can you spend 25 lakhs? They are laughing like that. That is a different case. Don't laugh. Okay. So any other queries? So please don't do any private, don't do any courses in private institute. That is my advice. Okay. Don't waste your money.
What are the courses from this
What are all the?
Courses like irrigation and navigation, which we can apply now.
No, I am saying COP RTR only we can apply now itself. Air regulation and some other topic you cannot either you have to do the course in Air India, otherwise you have to complete your BE Aero. You can go and join any airline. After that they will give you that experience certificate. Using that experience certificate only we can go for this examination, flight dispatcher examination. Okay. Then any other queries? Yes.
After doing GPL, can you go for IR? If you want to do a private pilot?
No, the PPL candidate, they can't do that IR.
You have to do a CPL, then only you can go for IR.
Yeah, PPL. So towards CPL only we can do that IR. Yes, last bench. So any doubt on that regarding your jobs? That's it, right? Okay. Okay. Just now we are going to see some story about flight operations. It's not a theoretical oriented, some story about it, how they are operating it. Okay, if suppose one aircraft is departed from Chennai, it flying from Chennai to Mumbai. Yes? No? Okay. Okay, how they are operating, what is the procedure for it? Okay, before departing it, what is the procedure, and how they are operating it, what is the rules and regulations we have to follow. So you must have some basic knowledge about it. Okay, and okay, suppose one aircraft, I am flying from Chennai to Mumbai. I am planning to flying from, I am the a captain of my aircraft, so I am planning to fly from Chennai to Mumbai. Usually there is two types of categories of flight operation. One is a scheduled operator and another one is a non-scheduled operator. One is a scheduled operator and another one is a non-scheduled operator. In scheduled operator, who are all the scheduled operators?
Airlines.
airlines. So that airline companies, they are called scheduled operators because they are having constant time, constant takeoff time. They are having some regular timing of, they are operating regularly. The departure time, takeoff time, they are having constant takeoff time. So that's why that is called scheduled operators. Some airlines, they are called non-scheduled aircraft. What is it? Yes? Yeah, VIP aircraft. Some companies are there. They are having in Chennai. They are having not Bhadra. It says some private chartered company. It's called a chartered companies. They are having aircraft, but they are operating only. They are operating aircraft by operating that aircraft for CM, some special visit. Suppose if I want to, any CM or any VIP person want to go from Chennai to Mumbai, Chennai to any places. So that is called a chartered aircrafts. That is called a non-scheduled operators. Okay. So in scheduled operators, we no need to submit any flight plans. There is a no problem for scheduled operators. So every day, there is it is called a repeated flight plan. So before departure of the aircraft, 45 minutes, 1 hour before departure of the aircraft, we have to submit the flight plan to ATC. Okay, that flight plan is, it's like a form. That flight plan is nothing but it's look like a form. We have to fill it. In that form, we have what is your departure place, what is your destination place, and which route you are going to fly, and how much fuel you are having, what is your alternate airport, what is your second alternate airport, how many persons on board, how many fuels on board, how many life jackets on board, okay, how many members on board, what is the total endurance of the aircraft. So all the details which will be filled in the flight plans. So before, actually minimum we have to submit 2 hours before departure of the aircraft, we have to submit it into that ATC. And ATC and another one is an ADC. There is a 2 department, ATC and ADC. We have to submit that flight plan, one flight plan to ATC and another one is to ADC. Okay, 2 hours before. Okay, so after submitting that flight plan, 1 hour before the departure of the flight, that ATC will give you that FIC number. What is it? FIC number. And ADC unit, that ADC will give that ADC number. FIC and ADC, any non-scheduled or scheduled aircraft which should not take up that aircraft without FIC and ADC's number. So FIC is nothing but Flight Information Center number and ADC is nothing but Air Defense Clearance number. FIC and ADC. ADC which will issued only that 15 minutes before departure of the aircraft. The both FIC and ADC is valid for 30 minutes plus or minus. Sorry. Plus 30 minutes. Once that FIC and ADC, suppose I have to depart my aircraft by 12 o'clock. My departure time, mentioned the departure time is 12 o'clock, 1200. That FIC and ADC valid up to 12:30. Beyond that, so that FIC and ADC will expire, we have to submit a new flight plan. We have to get a new FIC and ADC. So that is the reason for filling flight plan, concentrating and calculating purpose only. We need a flight dispatcher. If suppose one aircraft is departed from Chennai, that flight dispatcher concentrate that how much payload on aircraft, what is the weight of the pilot, co-pilot, what is the weight of the total weight of the passenger. They have to concentrate, they have to calculate how much fuel we have to put. Okay, if suppose I am flying from Chennai to Mumbai, I need, suppose for an example, I need 100 liters of fuel. Chennai to Mumbai is 100 liters. For an example only, it is not 100 liters, it will take more. If I am flying from Chennai to Mumbai, 100 liters of fuel, I have to put 100 liters plus 10% of reserve fuel. So that is the 10% is for one missed approach and one for alternate aerodrome and second alternate aerodrome. So totally I have to carry 120 liters of fuel. Okay. So totally I have to carry, if I am flying from Chennai to Mumbai, I have to carry 120 liters of fuel. So if suppose that aircraft having that capacity of that aircraft having, it can that fuel tank capacity is 200 liters, even though that airline won't allow you to carry more than 120 liters. What is the DGCA rule says? What is the total fuel you need? Chennai to Mumbai is 100 liters. You need 10 liters for your missed approach, 2 missed approach and 1 alternate aerodrome. So 1 missed approach and 2 missed approaches for 10 liters and another 10 liters for alternate aerodrome. Totally you have to carry 120 liters, but your tank capacity is 200 liters. Sir, if we carry that 200 liters, it is the safety for the pilot and passenger, right? If we carry 200 liters, so why they are carrying that 120 liters? The aircraft will become heavy, so the aircraft won't take off, right? So why they are giving 200 liters? Oh, if we put 200 liters petrol, fuel, why they are giving that? So you can put. Okay, leave it. So every aircraft having maximum MTOW, maximum takeoff weight. MTOW, maximum takeoff weight. Okay, suppose my aircraft maximum takeoff weight is 200 kgs. How much? 200 kgs. Okay. In here, so while taking off, that maximum weight of the aircraft should be in 200 kgs. So that aircraft weight should not exceed beyond 200 kgs. If it is exceeded, definitely that aircraft won't get takeoff. That is the reason they are giving maximum takeoff weight. Okay. So for an example, that aircraft having that pilot and crew weight, they are having 25 kgs. 25 kgs of pilot and crew. Some other that flight attendant, that air stewards like that. So the total number of, for an example, okay, 25 kgs. And how much I'm having that fuel? 120 liters. For an example, this 120 liters, the weight of 120 liters approximately 25 kgs. For an example only. Okay, 25 kgs. How much load? That is called the payload, usable load. The payload or usable load is nothing but payload by pay by money. How? By pay by passenger. That is called a payload. Okay. So this is called crew weight. This is called a crew weight, and this is fuel weight, and remaining is payload. So the payload is nothing but weight of passenger packages and goods. That is called payloads. So already crew is 25 kg. We can't reduce it. And fuel, definitely we need 120 liters of fuel. The weight of the fuel is 25 kgs. Definitely we can't reduce it. Okay, 25, 50 kgs. So how many payload we can carry on board? 100 kilos. 25, 50 kgs. 150 kgs. So my payload is 150 kgs. I can carry 150 kgs of payload. If suppose I am putting 200 liters of fuel, how much? 200 liters of fuel. So that weight of the fuel, which is increased by 30 or 35 kgs. So okay, take it as a 40 kgs. So what is the crew weight now? 25 kgs. Crew weight is same thing, 25. What is the fuel weight? What is the fuel weight? 40 kgs. What is the payload now? What is the payload now? So 135. So if I put some exact fuel, 120 liters, what is the fuel I needed? If I carry what I needed, okay, I can carry more payloads. If I carry more fuels, I can carry very less number of payloads, because that airline companies not only fly by the passengers, lot of goods also. Nowadays Flipkart, they are operating separate aircraft for their goods, delivering their goods. Flipkart's Delhi to Chennai, every day they are operating 4 aircraft by Blue Dart. Blue Dart is a cargo airline, they are operating scheduled aircraft. Nowadays they are operating four times they are operating from Chennai to Delhi. So this is exactly what the, listen here, this is exactly what the flight dispatcher has done for flight operation. So I am giving some basic, for an example only I am giving some idea about flight dispatcher. So in depth you have to do some more calculation. Basic empty weight, ramp weight, and weight of that aircraft, how much length of the runway we needed for that particular aircraft. For an example, if suppose one aircraft is needed 500 meters of the runway by empty weight, listen here, if suppose one aircraft is needed 500 meters length of the runway for takeoff, if the same aircraft is loaded with, if it is fully loaded, whether the same length is needed for takeoff, it will take more length. So that runway length, the takeoff length will be varied, depends upon the aircraft weight, aircraft payload, and weather condition, temperature. Have you seen most of the international airlines, they are operating their airlines through that night time only. What is the reason? Because in night time we are that air density will be more. So that the air density is more, that we can get that lift force, we can get more lift force compared to during the daytime. If suppose if I need 1000 meters of the runway to take off my aircraft during day at 3 o'clock or sometime, how much? 1000 meters. The same thing if I took off at night, the 700 meters is enough for me. And in night time, if we operating that aircraft by night time, that fuel consumption will be more compared to daytime. In daytime it consumes more fuel, in night time that aircraft consume very less fuel. Technically I will explain how it consume less, we will explain it later. So this is the duties of flight dispatcher. So the flight dispatcher must file the flight, he has to calculate everything, and he has to file the flight plan, he has to submit into the ADC, he has to get the FIC number and ADC number. Okay. Where is just FIC number? Who? ADC. Who will give that FIC number? ATC. Okay. And ADC number? Okay. Air Defense, which is given by Indian Air Force, IAF. FIC number is always some numeric digits, 1005, 106, 1006, like that. And ADC number is always like that, C100 delta. Okay, so this FIC number, which is for reference purpose, which is always for ATC purpose, air traffic control purpose, because every day there is a n number of aircraft they are operating. Okay, from one place to another places. In India, there is a 4 region that IAF is splitted into that 4 region. 4, it is called a FIR, Flight Information Region. Chennai, Mumbai, Guwahati, Dubai. Guwahati. Okay. Chennai, VOMM, VABB, then VIDP, CC. Okay. In India, there is a 4 FIR regions. So in India, they have splitted into 4 places. Okay. So normally in South region, which is controlled by Chennai ATC, which is called a VOMM. So the VOMM is nothing but it is a station code. VO is a V indicate India, O indicate South region, MM indicate the Chennai station. VOTP. What is VOTP? VOTP is Tirupati airport name. So V indicate India, O indicate South region, TP indicate Tirupati. VOTR. Trichy. V indicate India, O indicate Southern region, TR indicate Trichy. So same thing, VABB is called the Mumbai region. V indicate India, A indicate Guwahati. Okay, northwest. So A indicate Mumbai region, which the area which comes under Mumbai region, and BB indicates station name. Okay, so VOBP. What is VOBP? Station name. Sorry. BI? It's not a VOP. Okay. Leave it. Sorry. Then VEPT. What is VEPT? VEPT is a partner. So V indicate India, E indicate the region which comes under, which is controlled by Kolkata ATC, and PT indicates the station name. So this is called, okay. So in India, how many FIR regions are there? Four FIR regions. So this FIR is responsible for giving that FIC number. So that okay, flight information number. In flight information center number. Suppose one aircraft is departed by, yes, VIDP, I indicate Delhi region. Okay. Huh? Air India? I don't know it is, whether it is Air India. Okay. So okay, listen here. So okay, I have filed. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, I have filed my flight plan. Okay, I have submitted for, I got FIC. So my FIC number is 1006, and ADC. FIC is number for safety ATC purpose. If I am departed by 12 o'clock, 12 noon, I reach Mumbai by another 2 hours, 14 hours. Because there is a n number of aircraft flying from Chennai to Mumbai. So they won't talk about, sir, what about that aircraft Victor Tango Alpha Bravo Charlie, which is departed by 12 o'clock and which should be reached there by 14. If I am unable to communicate with that aircraft, that ATC people, they are communicate with each other using that FIC number. What is that FIC number? 1006. They won't talk about, sir, what about that aircraft 1006, whether it's landed or not. It departed 12 o'clock from Chennai, whether it is so. For air traffic purpose, they are giving that FIC number. And next one is an ADC number. So ADC number is nothing but which is given by Air Force people, so to identify that aircraft whether it is friend or enemy aircraft. Okay, so this is anybody can enter into that Indian territory. So for safety purpose, that Indian Air Force people, they are always keep on monitoring our airspace. Okay, sir, by giving this ADC number, how we can protect our airspace? Okay, so if suppose I am departed from 12 o'clock, what is the time, departure time? 12 o'clock, from where? From Chennai. From which direction I have to fly? Towards north. I have to, so okay. So Air Force people also, they are monitoring in radar. Okay, so 12 o'clock they are seeing some aircraft in that radar screen, but that aircraft is flying towards western side. But that information goes to that IAF, the 12 o'clock departure aircraft, which direction he should fly? North direction. But they are flying towards west direction. If they have any doubt on that, immediately they will contact on RT. Okay, hello, who are you? Definitely they will call you. This is Indian Air Force calling. request your registration. Then I have to station calling. This is Victor Tango Alpha Bravo Charlie. This is a flight from Chennai to Delhi. Sorry, Chennai to Mumbai. Okay. That Air Force people ask you, okay, your direction should be north. You have to fly towards north. Why you are flying towards west? What's your ADC number? Give me your request for FIC and ADC. Okay. My FIC is 1006. My ADC is Charlie 160 Delta. If I am saying my correct ADC, I am a right person. If suppose, if I am an enemy, I cannot say this code. Definitely they can catch you. Immediately they will start Air Force aircraft. They will shoot it. So this is the reason FIC number, that is for ATC purpose, ADC for some safety purpose. FIC and ADC. Most of the aircraft investigation you can hear about squawk code. Squawk code. So we will discuss about it later. Okay. So I got ADC. After that I have to check my aircraft. So engineer, he has to check the aircraft. I am ready for departure. Engineer, they will check that aircraft. He has to issue that FRC certificate. He has to run up that engine. He has to issue that FRC certificate, that flight release certificate. So that validity of the certificate is 24 hours. Once that FRC is issued, then I have to enter into my aircraft. I can ask for startup permission. So today this much is enough. We will take some technical class later. Next session we will see about some flight operation in next session. I don't know when I am coming back. So we will talk to your HOD, your department HOD. Yes, sir. Yes? Space aircraft. So we will discuss about it later. Okay. That is, it is not a jet engine, it is not a piston engine. It is a gas type of engine. Okay, we will discuss about it later. Any other doubt on this session? Any doubts? So they are okay, we will discuss. So any aircraft which is deported from other countries, 7 days prior notice they has to, if non-scheduled operators, they has to issue that 7 days prior notice. Okay, if suppose that aircraft is coming for some rescue purpose, on time only they has to inform to that. If suppose they are coming for rescue operation like some earthquake or like that, they no need to get some prior permission. And particularly for their defense aircraft, definitely they are giving that written permission 30 days before entering into the days. Normally 7 days before, prior to the days, 7 days prior to, they have to get a permission, written permission from higher authorities, DGCA. So it's in Delhi, headquarters is Delhi, 7 days written notice from Delhi. For scheduled operators, no need to. Non-scheduled operators, they have to get a permission 7 days before. For rescue purpose, no need to. 2 hours before we can inform them, we can enter into that airspace.
Even airlines?
Even airlines which is comes under scheduled operators.
7 days prior.
Okay, the timetable is the same thing. So scheduled, they are daily, they are operating it, so no need to. So 30 minutes before only, through RT only, we can inform them, sir, estimate ETA, I am entering into the airspace by at 1230. They will accept it because it is a routine one. Okay, any other doubt on that?
They will inform the time in UTC as well.
What is?
They will inform the time in local.
They will inform on UTC only. For passenger purpose, they are giving you for local local time, IST time. In India, they are giving IST time. For aircraft operation side, for pilot and communication side, we are using only UTC time. So any other doubt on that? Okay. So we will meet you on later. Okay. Okay. Thank you.